What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. By far my number one asked question today, which I've had a problem of not talking 20 minutes in a row about when we're doing a market watch, and also Lightning Overdrive has the pre-sales on TCG Player that are actually interesting. Still though, everyone's asking me, should I be buying Battles of Legend? The prices are so cheap, they're crazy insane. Let's actually break that down on what you can be spending using code What'sGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel. And I get you guys like my opinion a lot, because I'm not going to tell you to open Blazing Dumpster Fire, right? Or I'm not going to send you towards Ancient Guardians because I pulled a good collector rare. I break down each set systematically, even when incentivized, such as you using a promo code. So at 12 boxes per case right now, that is under $51 a box right now in a case, and many people can still get them under $60 over here at Gamer's Choice, for example. Individual boxes, also Yu-Gi-Oh! Black Market with amazing case prices as well as box prices, and then you do have big three deals with $60 boxes as well, and then $680. So there's plenty of cases lined up right now. Why is that? Oh, it's early bird specials, because they can still go to distro, get a number they're comfortable not getting shorted on versus what else they can stockpile for themselves or to open singles, and they are able to take less margins. But also, what does that mean for you? Less information. Now, what's different about this than something like King's Court is called Legacy. You have a legacy in the Legends series. Dragons of Legends, Battles of Legends, all of the boxes over time have done well for themselves, and that's similar to Gold series. I'm not a financial advisor channel. I don't know your bankroll. I don't know how long you can sit on something, but typically these sets do very well sealed. If you already know you're going to be ripping it open, you're also in the lowest price point, but personally, I typically like buying the singles for Battles of Legend, but each year really changes things up, and let's talk about that. Relentless Revenge, by the way, the worst Battles of Legend set by far, is way over double that $60, almost to triple right now, and the other sets have different things going for them. The original Battles of Legend, you could pull everything out of a box pretty much. That was insane. You would get like all 20 secrets and 4 others on average. That's just crazy, right, for a set to be successful on that business model. And then Heroes Revenge and Armageddon, they're two very different things. Armageddon went with the chase lottery system, shorted the invocation inside, and invocation pre-sale started at $8. This wasn't the most wanted things at the time. And then you do have that nice beefy prize card reprint, also short printed. That word short printed. What do you think Droplet may end up as when we also say, yes, Blackluster Soldier of Chaos was also short printed when it comes to the singles. This had, instead of like chase lottery cards, Link Reigns pack imports. You didn't have the successful one-off archetype. You had a ton of individual, very interesting Link Reigns pack imports to come in here and be very good for the set, along with the very wanted holo upgrades that tend to do well over time. So when I'm looking at the information we have now, we don't necessarily know that there's a chase lottery card, but we can speculate on what those could be. And a lot of people aren't saying, oh, I don't think anything could necessarily be the chase lottery card. That's where you're wrong. IP Masquerade Altar Art could easily be Starlight in this set and end up not being printed in any other rarity, and you have to get it Starlight in the set. That sounds like something Konami would do. And then for the animation part, like Astral Utopia, they very well could do the Red Eyes Black Dragon Starlight Rare, and that's the only way to get the special Red Eyes art. Can you imagine collectors going after a Red Eyes like that, similar to Ghost Rare Dark Magician? Because I certainly could. And then you'd have the ultimate waifu tax. But this releases in November, which is a whole month after Battles of Legend slated to release around October 1st. So I really don't know how to feel about aiming and gunning for chase lottery cards, because there's a lot of other altar arts we need. Gold series could still drop well into November. That's no guarantee. Realize the gambles you're taking. The Cerebros, while collectible, really shouldn't be the top end of this set, but might end up being, and you want to think about that, along with the nice reprint of Forbidden. Droplet probably well out ahead of them. Also, Droplet could still end up in the Megatons. It seems unlikely to people now, but remember, Pot of Extravagance reprinted in Toon Chaos, still reprinted in the Megatons. Phantasme reprinted elsewhere, still printed in the Megatons. Apollosa reprinted in the Megatons, printed in Gold series. Time and time again, all these reprints we thought might not end up in the Megatons, still the whole kitchen kitchen sink ended up in the 2020 Megatons, and the 2021 Megatons could be no different, but this also could zap Droplet, as I was talking about how a couple of chase cards could be missing from the Megatons to push other product, and the Megatons would still be freaking insane with how many different chases we are after. So my short answer is, you have a different thing at play here when it comes to legacies like Gold Series. I do think it's decent at this price, but realize you're still gambling. But looking at all Battles of Legends, Dragons of Legends, I do think it's an excellent buy to sit on sealed, not necessarily to rip open for the singles. And even people who chase after, say, 10,000 Dragon, look, your case is better sealed than your single 10,000 Dragon and whatever else, and you still coin flipped because every other case had a Starlight Rare. Every other case still came with a Utopia. Also, the better option actually was to sit on these cases, but YouTubers and Moist Critical and other people went in on that market and actually influenced it up by just buying the cases for their own enjoyment, and that's something we've never seen before on any kind of level. And the only way you do get rewarded is that chase lottery system, if it happens, and it does seem like Konami's really going after that model with Ghost Rares and side sets, and how Battles was last year, Ghost from the past. It could happen, but it is no guarantee. We still have the Plasma, I was going to say Blood D, and you have the Light Charmer and other alter arts besides Red Eyes, but this comes to mind because of the name Animation Chronicle in the OCG and the themality of show cards being in the set. Now, I probably run very long on Battles of Legends, so I'm going to get to other things going on. YBM has a grand opening for their store. They're doing a tournament that's only in person, but it is really awesome to see them open their storefront. So if you're in the area over there in California, do go check them out. It looks freaking amazing what they're building. It's almost like the dream I used to have of opening a locals. They are going next level with them, and huge respect to it. Now, Lightning Overdrive, what's interesting? $100 Diviner? Don't say that's interesting, John. Not really to that. And the Rudy Rose is actually in third, which I kind of expected. People are overhyping Dark Honest early, and I really don't respect its price point either. I think it'll be 20 or less week after launch, most likely, unless people try to buy that one out because of its legacy in the game. But what is super interesting to me, buried in the pre-sales, are the Traptrix Ultra Rares being around $8. I would think they would be meatier in the price because of all the Traptrix buyouts that happen, but you do have a new set. New sets tend to get opened like crazy. The other interesting thing is how everyone's really still sitting up on sealed and not undercutting each other despite 19 different listers. Do be aware, places like Gamer's Choice, even though I personally wouldn't buy the set sealed, by the fallout I see coming on the singles personally, not a channel with time traveling info brokers that can accurately predict the future, but I see prices going down on a lot of these, besides maybe the Traptrix. I do think that you can still get sealed really, really cheap right now, and it's interesting to see all the sellers try to line up and not take a loss or be competitive on it, because it disappeared from a ton of places. Be aware, if you're in the market for sealed for whatever reason, you can still find it cheaper. Support the channel, 5% off, code What's Good 5, and not be paying this freaking much on it. But I would not be buying sealed, personally. This is just an interesting point to me. Tri-Brigade has gone up a lot due to the new Lightning Overdrive, and I did not know that Shuraig, I'm murdering the name, probably the Ominous Omen, is $24 freaking dollars and climbing, but it makes a lot of sense because this card's amazing, and it's definitely busted my butt on Dueling Buck more than a couple of times. Traptrix Sarah is rebought out, yet people are listing pretty fast. It was like 35 recently, and now it's back down a bit, so people going, yeah, I'll sell my Traptrix stuff, but that's why I'm saying the Traptrix just seems to really take the deck to the next level, help it mix in with things like Eldritch. When you're using the new one to send traps to the graveyard, special summon herself, Eldritch gets free advantage, and you have superior extenders, another Link monster. So much for this deck is going on thanks to Lightning Overdrive, and people keep buying stuff out for it. Cyber/Harpy Lady is near $20, and I really can't pin a reason why, other than Dragons of Legend, the complete series, was not opened all that much. Speaking of the Legend series like Battles of Legends, but the price has been going up sealed for this slowly. You can still get it relatively cheap for the entire displays, and certain cards inside have also gone up over time that were easy calls, like Toon Kingdom and the Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, for how low this was opened. Every single Eye of Timaeus ever becomes money, but a lot of the lower cards in the set going up, and not a ton of this opened for the set that it was, stayed on store shelf for a very long time. You can still find it at certain stores and locals, hoping that you buy it, but the singles, they're definitely going in an interesting way due to that lack of opening. Scrap Chimera and Scrapyard are two of the most requested cards that I cover, and personally, I just don't give it any credence. Like, yes, Scrap Raptor is here. Scrap Raptor's common. These only have one printing, and I hope these are in something like Battles of Legend or OTS pack. Otherwise, you're stuck paying ridiculous prices. But Konami's eye is definitely on this ball. You know that they will be thinking about reprinting these cards at some point with Scrap Raptor here, you would think. But they also put him in the common, which may mean they plan to ban or hurt Scrap Raptor in some way at some point. But seriously, I think Konami will want to cash in on these at some point. But if you're looking at them now, you're stuck paying really high prices. This has fallen down to 20 multiple times, though, and then bought back out, bought back out, bought back out, to where people are finally accepting and going, here's my wallet, okay, I guess I'll pay because you market people are like this. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, and I do hope those reprints come sooner than later. Fluffle Penguin getting a buyout all of a sudden. I suggested this way back when we got the new Fluffle support. I was playing Fluffles for that long time, and then the deck kind of fell off a bit, but people going in here, maybe they've discovered something new, as also Octopus gets a little bit of a buyout. I really don't know what's going on here. Please stop buying out the Fluffles. It makes no sense right now. What are you doing? Dimensional Prison for past format play. This was really hyped back in the day. It has been bought out for the game promo to the tune of about $50 freaking dollars. More than the game. It makes sense for how old it is, how many of them got played, but you could get this for $2 to $3 just a couple of years ago. So it shows how that collectible market is just spiking so crazy with people pumping money into things that cross different lines. Past format play, yep. Game promo, yep. Is it a jump promo, and does it fall into somebody's collection of this or that kind of DM era cards? Yes, you have to find the things that go for multiple different reasons that people might buy them out, and those are what are leaving the station. That's what's going up in price, and Dimensional Prison happens to be one of those cards. Speaking of max rarity and past format, Castel got bought out to about where it was back in its meta heyday. This one fell down to $20 forever, and now has been getting a lot of attention. It's double that $20 market price, of course, due to buyouts and also just time and people going after cards. It was sitting at $40 for a good while too, but now it's back towards more so its meta day prices. And Gaga Cowboy also getting another buyout. Please don't try to stall for game and end up using this and getting banned for a couple of years again, Triff. Come on, dude. But no, seriously, jokes aside, jokingly, Gaga Cowboy has such a history in the game, and that number 800 and people's memories to this, you see a lot more of this era of people going back and playing those formats, and Cowboy does make a lot of sense in terms of just its history in the game. And finally, Abomination Prison Secret Rare is up in price, and the Ultra is down in price. You can buy these at $3 right now, and then the Secret Rares are going up. Do remember this was short printed in Chaos Impact. It brings up an interesting conversation of, even though the Megatons may reprint things, remember what Secret Rares are short printed, what could go up. Like, I called Safer perhaps going up, and then it got announced for the Structure deck, and then the Structure deck didn't happen, and now Safer's way up in price, being shorter than Chaos Impact. Well, this is one of the favorite rogue archetypes. Distant Coder's been on it for a good time. I see other duelists doing really well with it. I think Bear played this deck recently as well and almost topped this last weekend. But seriously, a lot of people are on Unchained as a rogue deck, and highest rarity, even for rogue decks, tends to go up over time. And when is Konami going to reprint Unchained stuff? It really feels kind of like spellbooks, where one reprint and we're done with a lot of this stuff. So we could see this go up in the future as it becomes more viable to mix with other engines. That being said, that's today's Market Watch. Sorry for spending so much time on Battles of Legend. I really tried to cut this video down multiple times, and this time I didn't spend 18 minutes about speculation, price ceilings, you're gambling, still realize you're gambling, but there is Legacy, which is different than King's Court because you have Fist of the Gadgets, which fails horribly, but you don't have Collector Rares there. Then you have Toon Chaos, their new layout, and how you're gambling versus those TCG exclusive sets. It's so different. It's so interesting to me, and I'll probably end up ranting about this on a live stream for like a good hour instead of just 20 minutes. But you are gambling even with that Legacy, and waiting for more information does mean you are paying a greater cost, more likely. I personally would like more information to see what kind of gamble you're taking, but you know, the moment if a Chase Lottery card is in there, they're going to start leaving the station, go off the market, and you're going to be chasing a higher price point in. But if it's not there, then you're kind of Sag mode, stuck with shorted meta cards and not the best of archetypes slash collectibles, unless you're really into the Karibos, which I don't blame you. The Karibos are so cool. Alright, enough ranting. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed these conversations. And, yeah, Lightning Overdrive. Also really interesting early. I can't wait for Tier 0, Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily. And then Gamer's Choice isn't going to do pre-sales, but they're actually going to step into singles on their site later. Be looking forward to that.